February, so it's in addition to some of the other raids I've done. So what I'm looking at here, I actually did this one a little earlier. I just didn't post it yet, but either way, I just wanted to let you know again, you're not all making decisions Mondays or Wednesdays. Some of you, this may resonate further out. This may be something energy you're moving into, but irregardless, however it connects to you and your story. So what I'm looking at here initially is we do have the Four of Wands, and we also have the Emperor, and we also have the High Priestess. So we'll get over to those here in just a second, but I'm just going to go through the overriding general message first, and then we'll kind of clarify as we go forward. So what I'm looking at is definitely a lot of stability, but a lot of information that seems to be kind of being withheld. I feel like you may be coming off a little bit more mysterious, or a little bit certainly withdrawn, quieter in some respects. But either way, there is some elements being held back. But there seems to be something here around focus around the stability of one's foundation. So again, just with the Four of Wands, the Emperor and the High Priestess, that is a very balanced energy in itself. So they are influencing each other in some very positive ways here for the month of February. So the core energy, of course, is about harmony and trying to find stability. There could also be a celebration in this month as well, but there is still something here about solid achievements or things that are in the material world, either way, that are starting to come together. So it's a form of moving toward completion, but it's like all the little pieces that sort of that go together. So we also have that energy of there being personal success in some kind of community sort of environment as well, because the Four of Wands also speaks to there being some kind of strong foundation built um, around a structure which would be, very close to home. So again, if not home, it's certainly around those things that you consider very solid foundations or achievements that you have in the material world. There is a sense of completion that's coming through, as I mentioned, that has to do with a community um, or some kind of group situation here, but either way, they strongly influence each other to continuing to build a strong foundation. They do complement one another, and again, there's lots of themes around structure and authority and leadership with the two cards, with the Four of Wands, well, with the three cards actually, but there's also sort of that very strong intuitive rendering that's coming through as well. I feel like the Emperor card and with the High Priestess also being here, this is that energy that still feels like it's very internal. So it's like quiet, intuitive knowledge, sort of, basing your achievements on very low key sort of energy. So there is still a lot of solid, organized, energy here supporting, the foundation of things for you. But either way, I just feel like you could also be dealing with somebody in authority, but it feels like you are the one that's becoming more of an authority or a figure of stability. And it feels like, and again, for some of you, this could be a patriarchal influence, but it's not one of strong, imposing energy. Because the Eight of Pentacles that is followed up with that still feels like it's very hard at work kind of energy here. So to ensure that stability and the harmony is still built on strong, lasting principles. Now, the influence of the High Priestess, as I mentioned, still orients around a practical approach, but it's again coming from a more intuitive. But the Emperor grounds that energy, so it keeps things in a logical, authoritative sort of framework here. But it's knowledge and information that's coming through, gained from intuition, and then that's being applied in, the structure and the order of things. The High Priestess, of course, the core energy of that is all about secret wisdoms and maybe even exploring things along that line, but it's also very strong spiritual, unconscious knowledge. So there may be a strong need for you to continue on, looking for that inner, or looking toward that inner reflection and listening to your inner voice. But either way, I just feel like whatever's happening there, it feels like you're relying on underlying wisdom, and there's emotional fulfillment because of that, and that's helping you to also apply something into the practical physical world. But it just feels like it's a place of inner knowing, and it's really more spiritual enlightenment is also on the main energy out here for the month of February. So again, it's putting you into a place of leadership, so you're not really focusing so much on the rules and authority, you're just finding the balance between everything. Now, the energy as well, like I said, of inner wisdom and all of that, and finding a balanced approach between the material and the spiritual is also bringing about, like I said, practical sort of elements. So it feels like the achievements are also setting you up on more of a mental level as well as the physical level. So, like I said, there's a deeper inner wisdom that comes from that spiritual insight, and again, those are achievements that help you to build that theme of change. So it's like you're directing the strong energies and putting them into practical action. But like I said, because of the influences of all the family and the that energy there, it's almost creating a sense of celebration or something that, again, is going to be coming through because it's offering more stability. Knight of Swords, again, this is coming through below. This is just a clarifying energy, but the Knight of Swords comes through with fast action and it's decisive action. So something here, you're really driven in a way to act without much hesitation, but again, it's driven by intellect. So the things you're doing in this month seem to be very mentally stimulating for you. So it feels like there's a sense of urgency, maybe to get something done, but there is a wave of energy and movement that is along the foundation, along your whatever, however it impacts your foundation. It seems to be there's a strong sense of urgency to bring it forward, something really quickly here. So I would say that right now you're some kind of swift change that is coming about, and again, it's coming from very deep places because we also have that hermit and inner wisdom. So you're finding clarity through that solitude, but again, it seems to be very strong energies. These are a lot of major arcana that are coming through here. So again, it's an external celebration that may be coming through in the month of February, but there's also a lot of inner answers that you're trying to still um, find, and it's almost like I said, the hermit guides you to find those answers, and they're coming in really quickly, is what I would say there. Now, it is followed up by the Two of Pentacles. So, again, it just feels like there's energy here around representing some kind of new material opportunity financially for you, because we also have that Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. And it just feels like that energy for you is quite strongly, it's again, it's more along the external, like this is something that's a little bit further out, but that is the influences on the Four of Wands. So you've got some kind of grounded opportunity somehow here that's going to influence the stability. It's going to influence the practical matters of your life, and it's going to make a big difference. But again, because it is not only is it going to impact, your life on a big scale, we also have the energy of the Death card. So it's not just big, it's big. It's like the end of a cycle, begin a new one, and it's extremely transformative. So this does require a lot of letting go, making room for the new, all of that, but strong material focus in this read. But there's definitely a lot of energy around happiness as well, coming through with family happiness. And again, that's sort of the further out energy with the Ten of Cups. Now, there's something here as well that brings an element of necessary change when I see it with the Two of Pentacles and the Death card. So that balance is going to be found by embracing the change. And again, all the cards coming out are incredible cards of success. We have the Six of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. That is cards of money, inspiration, reward, mission. It's an opportunity of some sort that's going to dynamically change your life in a big scale way. Again, this can be a creative adventure, entrepreneurial, but it strongly speaks to a new chapter of something that is like fresh inspiration. It's like a fresh new world. And again, it leads to a level of opulence because the Nine of Pentacles does bring about a level of self reliance and a sense of abundance. So, again, Death card is opportunity that is going to, completely alter how things are at this point. But again, it's a little further out because these are the clarifiers. But again, it's the material focus for sure in this period is still on the mind. And it's definitely attainable. So again, with the card of the Emperor over here, I'm just going to shift that over a tiny bit. So again, with the Emperor next to that Eight of Pentacles energy, again, dynamic, transformative period, but certainly doing things in a very slow, methodical way, like lots of structure, lots of planning, that kind of thing. But again, it's incremental success for sure. There is a lot though that kind of speaks to this affecting the home front. But there is going to lead, it's going to lead to a period of strong abundance. And again, lots of focus on money theme here for this one. But again, you're just balancing out, taking decisive action. Just a lot coming in here that's really good for stability and a celebration. But again, there's going to be a speed up of something that's in around momentum for an idea. And I feel like that's going to quickly move you toward your end goal or your end result. It's accelerating the progress around something that is requiring a lot of thought and a lot of wisdom. There is also just while you're transforming, but there's also that new beginning almost within reach. So you're very, very close to this. And again, it's going to be something that's going to put you on to it's going to put you in a space where you're going to get some recognition for whatever that is for you. So again, self-sufficiency, abundance, and they're just all influencing each other. So there's some kind of acceleration in an idea or something that's coming from wisdom, something that you're possibly researching, but it's definitely coming from a deeper place. And it is going to lead to a lot of transformation. It very, very strongly correlates to immediate transformation due to this knowledge, this information. And that's going, and there's a lot of commitment to this project or to these things around the foundation. The Knight of Swords means that there's a lot of decisive action pushing you to move quickly. But again, it's still, results around kind of juggling a few things with your time and energy with the Two of Pentacles, but you're making it happen overall. And again, it just feels like you're being guided very, very strongly in the month of February, inner wisdom. And I just feel like that is what's helping you to prevent any rash decisions. The overall picture, again, is material abundance and recognition and personal growth. And that action is swiftly coming in there with ideas and something coming from a deeper place spiritually or again, this could be maybe something channeling through you or whatever, but whatever this is, it's putting you in a place of more authority in life. So a lot of mastery and focus and skill that's come through here. So I feel like this is something really unique to you that you're making continuous improvement on. And again, it's very methodical, very structured, and it's putting you in a space where you can refine it. It's not just a skill that's aligned with your goals, but it's also something that I feel, you're kind of deeply channeling because it's coming through in very core spiritual ways. So again, you will reach a place of authority and expertise in your field. You are making the steady progress. And like I said, the narrative really speaks to self-discovery through doing whatever this is. I say that too because we also have the card of Judgment followed up by the Page of Pentacles and the ultimate Ten of Cups. I feel like in terms of a relationship or connection, there's also something there around a younger person that can also be where there's some kind of a decision or something is starting to really move in a positive direction. It's important to trust your intuition in this period for sure. You're reminded to take those practical steps, ground everything in a deeper spiritual space. And again, there's emotional fulfillment that is going to result, and that will play out with your external relationships in the month of February, because you are achieving some things here which are helping to balance you. Again, spiritual satisfaction and harmony based on that. So you seek emotional fulfillment, and it is coming from an inner place of wisdom. But with the Judgment card, that is core energy here. Again, that is awakening to something. You're transforming. You're reflecting on, things to make a fresh start of something here. And again, it's going to lead to the ultimate happiness for you. So Page of Pentacles and the Judgment is providing the clarity of the awakening. And whatever this is that you're focusing on, that pairing definitely speaks to a new material opportunity for you. And it's going to be put on a large scale because it's aligning with your purpose, especially when I see it with the Ten of Cups. So like I said, really, really strong cards here for the month of February. Fresh beginning that's all tied into a spiritual, personal awakening. And you're embarking on this journey because it's one of emotional fulfilling for you. And it's all around family. It's all around your stability, your foundation. Again, they all contribute to that success as well. But it's looking like the ideal emotional life in the future here, but you're very, very close because you're making those practical material steps work for you, and it's contributing to your overall happiness. So yeah, I'm just going to say last two cards out here. I'll pull that forward here as well. I don't want to take away from that 10 of cups because that just looks amazing out. But we also have the temperance card. And again, final card out with the nine of wands. You're almost in the space of the 10. So again, it is the nine of wands is that persevering energy, push through. The 10 of cups shows that all the effort is going to be worth it, and it's transforming you and your emotional family dynamic, all of that home front in a really big way. But again, I just feel like you're awakening to something that is going to lead to practical success in the month of February. It is more the clarifying cards, but right now you're still on that alignment of kind of keeping everything stable. But eventually it's going to lead to that emotional fulfillment space. And I just want to also say, there are some things still hidden and secretive with that high priestess, which was the card further back here. So again, it's not a point where it's being highlighted just yet because you're still dealing with that deeper awareness and getting in touch with that knowledge, everything that's buried beneath the surface. So it feels like you're being urged to, again, keep looking for those inward answers, because that solitude is going to bring about some kind of, it'll reflect, in your practices, in your journaling, when you're writing, whatever it is that you're doing there, in your physical efforts. And again, there's still something there that's guiding you, that's kind of from a mysterious relationship or connection to source. That intuitive connection is very important, but it also represents as a time of patience and just trusting the process. So you can't push this ahead. It's almost like the journey for something, some kind of self-awareness comes through very quickly with that night. And again, further out, there's going to be something here with that conventional knowledge, but you're also tapping in deeper, like I said. So it's comes across subtle, but it's actually something that's quite poignant. It's very strong. It's a time of heightened creativity here as well, and a deeper connection to that source of creative energy. So lots of cards here of balance and harmony. Like I said, you just have to trust the process, let it unfold naturally. Your answers are going to come here. There's just some unseen forces that are still having to work and align before that would be seen, but there's definitely something here that you might also be keeping a little bit quiet with as well. But there's something here, like I said, that's more in the immediate future, but you can still see quite a bit of the cards showing that you're not that far off of it, because the nine of wands speaks to you being one last push and it's almost done. That to me sort of revolves around like a 3 month kind of range, 3 to 4 months sort of space, before it kind of hits the 10 where everything starts to culminate, and then you'll have more awareness of where it is. 3 months usually. But either way, intuition, inner wisdom, like I said, there's some element here that needs to still based in patience and timing because of the temperance card. A little bit of a further wait, but that's the main energy out here as well. So again, there's something there about keep the balance, trust the unforeseen, forces of the universe, all of that, because you might not be seeing what's going to, manifest here, but you're diving into the mystery of life, and that's what's exciting, because it's interesting. If you knew how things were always going to play out, it wouldn't necessarily be as intriguing or as interesting. It is truly the game of life. Keep moving forward, and until the next read.